The latest generation of consoles and souped-up gaming PCs offer extraordinary worlds for gamers to get lost in, chock full of memorable moments. But it takes more than just beautiful landscapes and big budgets to engineer a truly unforgettable experience. Here are just a few brilliant moments from throughout gaming history that you won't soon forget. Your first warp zone. The release of Super Mario Bros. Was an industry-defining event. More than just a game, it set the pace for the future of Nintendo and every single platformer that followed. Plus, it eventually gave us this.
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side!
But one moment in particular stands above the rest. The moment you first discovered the World 1-2 Warp Zone. Gamers at the time were conditioned to believe that the top of the game screen in most titles was off-limits. So imagine the surprise at breaking through this digital barrier and fast-forwarding through the Mushroom Kingdom. It might seem like a retro curiosity today, but at the time, it was pure magic. Samus Unmasked. Early NES games didn't necessarily have the most impressive stories. The limitations of the platform left much to the imagination. That didn't stop some games, like Metroid, from taking a chance or two along the way to deliver a few genuinely unexpected twists and turns. It's understandable that most players at the time just assumed the hero Samus Aran was a man. There were very few leading roles for women in video games in that era, and gender just didn't come up in the course of the largely text-free adventure. It isn't until right before the credits roll that gamers discovered Samus was actually a woman all along, subverting expectations and introducing one of gaming's all-time great protagonists. The loss of Aeris. Final Fantasy VII was a game-changer for the PlayStation and Square Enix, then known as Squaresoft. Fans were elated to find a whopping 3 discs of gameplay awaited them, and the massive RPG largely delivered on all the hype. It was a gorgeous game with incredible design, and it was filled with amazing, memorable characters. But what truly makes Final Fantasy VII a legend was a singular moment late in the story that changed everything. Instead of Cloud living happily ever after with Aeris, Square had other plans. They sacrificed the last good person on the planet in order to raise the stakes even further for our heroes. And unlike losing an ally in battle, there was no reviving her. She was gone for good. Your controller goes psycho. The Metal Gear Solid series has always been known for its over-the-top bosses. Case in point, Solid Snake's encounter with the mind-bending Psycho Mantis in the original PlayStation Classic. At first, it seems like you're in for one of the most frustrating battles in video game history. None of your moves are effective, and Mantis is able to best you at every turn. Then you realize that Mantis knows what you're up to because he can read the PlayStation controller and memory card you're using in the Player 1 slot.
It's useless, I told you. I can read your every thought.
By simply plugging in a second controller, you take away Mantis's ability to predict Snake's attacks and can finally put the creepy telepath down. It's one of the most effective cases of fourth wall busting in video game history, a genius design decision by the legendary Hideo Kojima. Your first 3D zombie. Before zombies overran Capcom's Resident Evil franchise and its more action-centric entries, they were the centerpiece of the original, perfectly paced survival horror game. Sure, you probably already knew the game was about zombies thanks to advertising or gaming magazines, but the expectation of encountering your first walking corpse kept you on your toes. Meeting your first zombie on the PlayStation, long before the undead conquered all media, was an unforgettably chilling experience. Would You Kindly? Nearly 3/4 through the adventure, BioShock pulls off one of the biggest twists in modern gaming. At first, the phrase "would you kindly" seems like nothing more than an old-timey affectation used by your guide through Rapture, Atlas. He's a proper lad, and he asks for favors in a proper way. Or at least that's what you're led to believe, until you happen across a secret room detailing the player character's entire life, and how he's been brainwashed and controlled by a triggering phrase, "would you kindly." Immediately, BioShock flashes you back to every instance this phrase was uttered, revealing that your guide's intentions may not have been as pure as you initially thought.
Would you kindly run? Stop! Turn.
Heartless Telltale. Telltale Games' adventure titles were already a good time before the developers snapped up the Walking Dead license, but the first season of that zombie-centric thriller showed Telltale had more up its sleeve than some good jokes and QuickTime events. Lee and Clementine, along with the survivors from that first season, were instantly memorable and fit right in with the comic book's universe. The journey to reunite Clementine with her parents wasn't easy and was fraught with tough choices and even tougher consequences. At the end of the game, Clementine must put a bullet in Lee's head before he succumbs to the zombie virus, or leave him to become a walker. There's no way around it. It's a fittingly brutal ending, one of the harshest in modern gaming, and it sticks with you long after you watch the credits roll. Thanks for watching. Click the SVG icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.